Reaching for the Stars. A science fiction short story about a boy in a wheelchair who dreamed of being an astronaut and visiting new worlds, meeting new people and meeting his favorite hero, proving to himself and those who doubted him because he was disabled that everything is possible if you really want it. Elliot lived in a small town where the night sky stretched endlessly, dotted with brilliant stars. From his bedroom window, he'd spend hours staring at the constellations, his telescope pointed toward distant galaxies. To him, the stars weren't just lights in the sky, they were promises of adventure. Elliot dreamed of becoming an astronaut. He wanted to visit alien worlds, float among the stars, and meet the heroes who had ventured into the cosmos before him. Though he had been in a wheelchair since he was 5, after an accident left his legs paralyzed, Elliot's imagination knew no limits. Every night, he devoured stories of space exploration, learning about astronauts, spacecraft, and distant planets. His favorite book was Adventures Beyond Orion, a tale of brave explorers who befriended alien species and solved cosmic mysteries. He even had a poster of Captain Mira Solis, the protagonist of the series, on his wall. "You don't need legs to fly," she'd famously said, and those words felt like they were meant for him. At school, Elliot's passion was both inspiring and a little lonely. While other kids played soccer or talked about video games, Elliot sketched rocket designs and wrote stories about intergalactic diplomacy. Some teased him, but his best friend Mia always encouraged him. "One day, you'll prove them wrong," she'd say, her voice full of certainty. One afternoon, Elliot's teacher announced a contest: design a mission to the stars. The winner would meet a real astronaut at a nearby space center. Elliot's heart raced. He spent weeks perfecting his submission, a mission called Celestial Unity. It included a wheelchair-accessible starship and a crew representing all walks of life. Elliot's narrative described humanity's first journey to an alien world where cooperation, not conquest, was the goal. He even drew detailed schematics of the starship, complete with an observatory and a zero-gravity sports room. The day the winner was announced, Elliot could hardly breathe. When his name was called, cheers erupted in the classroom. Mia gave him a high five, grinning ear to ear. At the Space Center, Elliot met Commander James Orion, a retired astronaut. "You've got quite the imagination, kid," Orion said, ruffling Elliot's hair. "Ever thought about joining the team someday?" Elliot beamed. Every single day, Orion showed Elliot the simulators and let him try out a virtual spacewalk. Though the controls were challenging, Elliot navigated through the simulation with precision. Orion was impressed. "You're a natural, Elliot. NASA's working on making space accessible for everyone. Who knows? You might be on the first mission to Mars." That night, as Elliot looked at the stars, they seemed closer than ever. He didn't just dream of being an astronaut anymore, he believed it was possible. And as he imagined stepping onto alien soil, surrounded by strange landscapes and new friends, he whispered Captain Mira's words to himself: "You don't need legs to fly." Elliot's trip to the Space Center lit a fire in him like never before. He poured all his energy into learning everything he could about space exploration. He studied physics, engineering, and astronomy, filling his notebooks with equations and designs for spacecraft. His favorite subject became robotics, and he started tinkering with small machines in his garage. One day, while working on a project, Mia stopped by. "What's that?" she asked, pointing at a sleek, silver gadget with wires sticking out of it. "It's a robotic exosuit," Elliot said, grinning. "If I can get it to work, it could help people like me move in zero gravity. Imagine how much easier it would make space travel." Mia's eyes lit up. "You're building something that astronauts could actually use?" That's incredible, Elliot. The exosuit became a labor of love. Elliot spent months perfecting it, sometimes staying up late into the night. He entered it into a national science fair, and to his astonishment, he won first place. The prize was a scholarship to a prestigious space camp, where young innovators trained alongside professionals in the field. Space camp was like a dream come true. Elliot met kids from all over the country who shared his passion for the stars. He impressed the instructors with his knowledge and creativity, quickly earning the nickname Rocket Genius. During one simulation exercise, Elliot's team had to repair a failing spacecraft in virtual reality. His quick thinking and leadership saved the mission, earning him a standing ovation from his peers. One evening at camp, Elliot sat by the campfire with the others, gazing at the star-filled sky. He listened as they talked about their dreams, becoming engineers, scientists, and astronauts. When it was his turn, Elliot smiled. "I want to design a spacecraft that's so inclusive, anyone can explore the universe, no matter who they are or what challenges they face." The group cheered, and an instructor nearby nodded approvingly. "You'll get there, Elliot," she said. "Dreams like that change the world." As years passed, Elliot never stopped chasing his dream. He earned a degree in aerospace engineering and secured an internship with a space technology company. His work on adaptive robotics and accessible spacecraft design gained recognition in the field. He even received a letter from Captain Mira Solis herself, praising his efforts. "Keep reaching for the stars, Elliot. You're inspiring the next generation." Finally, the day came when Elliot's designs were put to the test. NASA announced the launch of the Unity Voyager, the first spacecraft built to accommodate explorers of all abilities. Elliot was invited to the launch, where he stood on the viewing platform alongside Mia and his family. As the rocket roared to life, Elliot felt a lump in his throat. It wasn't just a ship, it was a symbol of everything he had worked for, everything he believed in. But his journey wasn't over yet. A few months later, Elliot received a call from Commander Orion. "Elliot," the commander said, "how would you like to be part of the Unity Voyager's next mission?" Elliot's heart skipped a beat. "You mean, as part of the crew?" "That's right," Orion said. "It's time for you to fly, kid." And so, years after gazing at the stars from his bedroom window, Elliot found himself aboard a spacecraft, heading toward the unknown. As the Unity Voyager soared into the cosmos, Elliot looked out at the vast expanse of space, feeling a sense of peace and wonder. "You don't need legs to fly," he whispered, a smile spreading across his face. And for the first time, Elliot wasn't just dreaming of the stars, he was among them. Elliot's training for the Unity Voyager mission was intense, challenging, and exhilarating. He joined a diverse crew, each member bringing unique skills and perspectives. There was Dr. Anaya Patel, a brilliant biologist, Captain Leo Hart, a veteran astronaut with years of spaceflight experience, and Kira, a young engineer who shared Elliot's passion for innovation. NASA had prepared an ambitious mission. The Unity Voyager would explore a newly discovered exoplanet, Kepler 452 grams, a planet thought to have conditions suitable for life. Elliot's role on the team was twofold. As a mission specialist, he would oversee the adaptive robotics and mobility systems on board. But more than that, he was there to represent what the Unity Voyager stood for: accessibility, diversity, and the belief that space was for everyone. The day of the launch was unforgettable. Elliot sat strapped into his seat in the spacecraft, his heart pounding as the countdown began. 10. 9. He glanced at his crewmates, each focused but smiling with anticipation. 3. 2. 1. The engines roared, and the ship vibrated as it lifted off. Elliot felt the force of gravity press against him, but he was ready. As the spacecraft broke through Earth's atmosphere, the shaking stopped, and the crew floated weightlessly. "We're officially in space," Captain Hart said over the intercom, his voice calm but tinged with excitement. Elliot looked out the window, mesmerized. The Earth hung below them, a stunning blue marble against the darkness of space. "It's even more beautiful than I imagined," he whispered. The journey to Kepler 452 grams took weeks, during which the crew worked tirelessly. Elliot fine-tuned the robotics systems, ensuring they were ready for the challenges of an alien environment. He also bonded with his crewmates, sharing stories and laughter during their downtime. Kira often joked, "Elliot, you're going to design the next generation of starships, and I'll build them." When they finally arrived at Kepler 452 grams, the entire crew gathered at the observation deck. The planet was breathtaking, with swirling clouds, vast oceans, and green landmasses. It looked like something out of a dream. Landing on the planet was a carefully coordinated operation. The team touched down in a valley surrounded by towering mountains. As they stepped out onto the surface, their boots crunching against alien soil, Elliot's adaptive exosuit allowed him to move with ease. The planet was alive with sound, a soft, melodic hum carried on the breeze. Strange, glowing plants dotted the landscape, and small, bird-like creatures with shimmering feathers flitted through the air. "It's like nothing I've ever seen," Dr. Patel said, her voice filled with wonder. As the team explored, Elliot's heart raced with excitement. Every step they took was a step into the unknown, a chance to learn and connect. And then, they saw it, evidence of intelligent life. In a clearing, they found intricate stone structures covered in patterns and symbols. Nearby, a group of alien beings watched them cautiously. The aliens were tall and slender, with translucent skin that glowed faintly in the dim light. Elliot was the first to approach, moving slowly and carefully. He extended a hand, and one of the aliens mirrored the gesture. Their fingers brushed, and in that moment, a connection was formed. The crew spent days communicating with the aliens, learning their language and sharing knowledge. Elliot's designs proved invaluable, as the adaptive technology allowed the humans to work seamlessly in the alien environment. The aliens, in turn, shared their own advanced understanding of energy and harmony with nature. As the mission came to an end, Elliot felt a deep sense of fulfillment. They had done more than explore a new world, they had built a bridge between civilizations. On the journey home, Elliot sat by the window, gazing at the stars. He thought about how far he had come, from a boy in a wheelchair dreaming of space to an astronaut who had touched another world. When the Unity Voyager landed back on Earth, the crew was greeted as heroes. Crowds cheered, and cameras flashed, but Elliot's mind was already on the future. There were more worlds to discover, more people to meet, and more dreams to chase. As he looked up at the night sky, he smiled, knowing that the stars were no longer just a dream, they were a place he belonged.